You ready? Since he has done his intro, I'll do mine. What is going on, guys? This is George, alongside the crazy man himself, Crazy Lad. And welcome to another episode of Some She Podcast. And you're still on mute. Who's ready to get this Friday night shit on a roll, huh? I was trying to work on a few things. Like, he's doing his own thing. Hang on. Hmm. You good? Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Again? Yes, I can hear you this time.
Okay, there we go. I just looked over at my mixer. I was like, how can you not hear me? But I had the actual party chat muted. Oh man, this is a story to tell.
Oh boy. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm drinking tonight, so.
Hey, I'm ready.
That ain't alcohol, you little bitch boy.
No, it is.
What you got in there?
Crown, Miller, Jack. Oh God. Woo! A little bit of Coke. And Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Same here.
The original. Plus the hard cider.
I have I do have an original one.
The crisp apple and the sour apple as well.
I actually got the mix and match at Giant earlier. So I got the 15 pack of Miller Lite because it had the Eagles special with the Eagles logo. Now I thought they were gonna do Eagles cans, but they didn't. They didn't. So I was a little upset about it. But hey, it was actually on sale, so I ain't gonna complain. And so then I did a mix and match. So I did some Mike's Lemonade. This one is the hard strawberry lemonade. I got a strawberry kiwi lemonade.
Okay.
I got a regular lemonade. And then I got a sour monkey. Then I got a Seagram's just so I had enough for a 6-pack. But I also picked up this one beer that I'm going to try hopefully on this stream. I don't know if you ever heard of this, but Rita's has their own type of beer now.
Hard pass. Hard pass.
I'm a little nervous about it. I'm nervous about it. I'm not going to lie, but they do have their own
nervous
drink.
about it? Shit, I don't want to die in my sleep from it. Come on now.
I got the only one I saw was a mango flavor, so I picked up that one.
Oh.
So yeah, that was a little downer, but hey, I'll still try it eventually.
No, don't you try nothing. You're not allowed to. No, not allowed. I'm gonna smack that out of your hand.
Listen, I had a rough week.
You're not a real man to actually mix your shit with.
I had a rough week. Leave me alone.
And by the way, Wawa is not being sponsored in this. I have an addiction with Wawa.
Neither is Mike's or any other alcoholic beverages we were talking about. This is like
any alcoholic beverage that we said here tonight.
No sponsors.
Not being sponsored. No sponsor. Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Like,
yeah.
You're going that way into the left field. Okay. JJ coming into the left field. No, you're going further back. Don't come towards me. Go further back.
But Miller Lite, if you are watching this, please put the actual football team logos on your beer cans.
Miller Lite, please sponsor me.
I was sadly disappointed by that. Like, I love Miller Lite beer. But the problem was that I was looking forward to like the old school Eagles logo on the cans because it's on the box. I still have the box. I was gonna put it in a recycling bin, which I'm still probably going to. But like, it is actually a really cool looking box. But like, they should have put it on the cans. That was such a disappointment.
I'm sorry if I'm dancing. I just got a couple songs playing in my head right now.
Yeah. Okay. But we made it. We made it.
I need to go get my juice.
Aww.
And yes, I am wearing Buzz Lightyear pants.
Hey, no shame.
To infinity and beyond, fuckers.
Actually, while you're gonna go get your juice, I'm actually gonna go get that Miller Lite box so I can show you.
That's not allowed.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it anyway. Quick hold, everybody.
I'll tell you what, bro. I'll tell you what.
Well, tell me what.
It's fucking hot in here.
Is it?
I need to put like a little AC unit in here.
So yeah, here's the box. By the way, so
I'd keep that piece right there, just that front piece.
Just what the
and
bird.
Yep.
The bird.
And then just have it like hung, like get it framed and hung.
And then there's the Fly Eagles Fly.
Oh, get it flattened. Flatten it.
Okay.
Flatten it and then have it hung up. That would be a nice piece.
I know.
So,
I know. Like way back when, before we were allowed to drink, they had cans that had like the logos, and it wasn't just Miller Lite either. There were the other beers too.
So George, did I tell you about my plans for?
Oh no! Oh no! It has a little mark on it here.
Does it have it on the other side?
No. That may have been from my recycling bin. I don't know.
So did we speak about, or did I speak to you about yesterday's stream? No.
Oh, no, Canada. What was it? North Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Well, for my viewers, I have some good news for you. It's in the making. I don't know if it's true or not, but what's going to be happening is, so me and my friends, we thought about doing like a get together. So I have friends all the way out in North Dakota, and then I have one friend all the way down in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in the middle, like all the way far right, East Coast. So me to fly from the East Coast all the way somewhat to the West Coast at the very top. Yeah, that's going to take me like a day, and I might be up there for like 3 to 4 days. And then from there, I'm going to travel from North Dakota to Atlanta, Georgia at the international airport, get picked up by one of my friends, or just an Uber, get a hotel, and just Uber around Atlanta, Georgia, and just have fun with my friends. So, George, thoughts?
I wish I was aware. I didn't know we were going to North Dakota. What the hell?
Just me alone, because they want to see me. Yeah, I'm doing a solo. I'm flying solo like that bird is on that box over there. I mean, we could go to. I really want to go to a PAX East. I really want to go to PAX East.
I know you were talking about it. It was a thought, but
I'm thinking about PAX West.
What about?
I really want to go to California.
How about? Well, first off, like I told you before, personally, it's in Seattle, not California.
I know.
And I'm not going to Hollyweird. Screw that.
The only reason why I want to go to California,
Why?
2 things. 1, Santa Monica Pier.
Okay. Yep.
GTA 5.
Yeah.
The whole walk around, the area. That's why I want to go. I want to dress up as my guy and see if we can rent a white truck. And
so, hold on, real quick. I saw this earlier on Facebook. There was a website. I didn't purchase it, but I thought it was kind of cool, where they were selling the Vice City Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, I came across that today. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of cool, but I don't trust it.
I honestly want to buy it.
I don't trust it.
I want to get it. I want to buy it, and I want to find the person that played the character to actually have get a white card, have him sign the card, and have it hung up here on the wall. That would just complete my GTA Vice City shit right there, because it will be the picture of the player above it, and then at the bottom of it, it'll be that white card, the dude's name, his actual signature, the date, and it would just have the GTA Vice City logo next to the shirt, big. Or it could be just the Vice City, and then it'll be the shirt over top of it.
So I just found Chick-fil-A sauce on my desk, unopened.
Oh, no.
So you know what you can say I have?
Oh, no.
Extra dip, extra dip, extra dip.
I dare you just to open it and put it in your lip like dip. Do it.
What,
you
like
won't.
Just open it and put it on my lips?
No, just get a scoop on your finger, like you're putting dip in your lip.
Oh, okay. It's not that old.
And you have to swallow it after.
Okay.
just let it marinate.
Okay.
No, you have to get a bigger like a wad. Like whatever that big wad that just fell off. You have to put
I don't trust it. I don't trust it. It's gonna keep falling. So that's what I have to do.
No, don't be a bitch. Don't bitch out. Don't bitch out. Don't bitch out. Don't bitch out. He pussied out.
Or did I?
If you swallow that entire thing, I will withdraw my statement.
Hey, I see.
Your beard. Oh my god. It's in your mustache. It's like.
Trust me, I know. I see it.
What the fuck?
See what I can do?
Don't tempt me with a good time, Daddy. Oh, that turns me on. Oh, yeah, Daddy.
He needs Jeepus.
Oh, that's not going to be a good mixture right there, those two.
Actually, not that bad.
Well, fuck it. Here we go. To the variety of mixtures that I have in this bitch.
Hey, dilly.
No. Stop. No.
Fuck you.
Don't tempt me with the good time, Daddy. You know I work the corners.
Fat ass.
One done. One down.
Fucking fat ass McGee over here.
It's one drink. Look at you, your fucking mega gulp.
This is that
hold
video.
on. No, you're fucking what is it? Your fucking Wish.com version of the big gulp.
No. Have you seen the what is it on YouTube? The video of the lady pouring that bottle of vodka in a glass.
Yeah.
And she's like 2 shots of vodka, and then just starts gargling.
Oh no!
That's what I did with this.
I was thinking of a different thing, like 2 things of vodka, just dumps the whole thing down, and had the guy walking down the steps. He's stumbling the whole time.
2 shots of vodka, but instead it's like this, but I just dump each one. 2 shots of this, 2 shots of this.
It's like
that's the entire fucking thing. I know.
It's like from Family Guy where Lois is like, "Wow, Brian, you're really into that your wine lately. Only my second glass, and it's that fucking big gulp."
Oh God.
Yeah, I didn't forget about that one.
I actually watched Family Guy today.
I haven't seen it in like years, dude.
It was the episode when Brian and Stewie reversed the time. Altered the time. So instead of it moving forward, it started moving backwards.
Oh, I remember that one.
And Stewie got reborn going backwards to forwards. So when he was being delivered, he was coming out screaming like
This is
Just imagine.
This is why I wish I had.
Pussy.
This is why I wish I had a mini fridge so I could get my beers right away.
Just imagine Stewie coming out of a pussy like that. Football. Just a football coming out of a pussy. How what would the pain be like?
Now, see, there's an old theory about that. So, do you remember when, like, the whole theory that Stewie had a normal head, but he just slammed his head onto the wall, and that's why it looks flat?
Yeah.
So, that's breaking canon right there, because technically, due to that cutaway, he had a normal-sized head. So, it would have been just fine. But they never went back to it, so it just seems like he came out that way. But in reality, if you really want to go through the episodes, he had the he had a normal sized head.
But why does it show? Okay, answer me this, genius.
Okay.
Why does it show in that episode that I watched? He's coming out of Lois with a football helmet. Helmet? No, head. Football head. And
sometimes Seth MacFarlane forgets his own shit.
Well, see, I'm not Seth MacFarlane. That's not my fault.
I know.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, in Toy Story 2, they missed a couple frames of Buzz
I should
not having the blue belt on.
I should mention something real quick. We're not talking shit on Seth MacFarlane. He is a good he does do the show very well. It was just a quick little jab.
Shit. Ted, though, on the other hand.
Okay,
let's talk
about that one. That was a good movie. You know what's funny? Ever since I saw the second movie, all I see on Facebook is that stupid, "There's so much porn" scene over and over again.
You don't know how many times, okay, over at my job, when it's the end of day, I just go into my boss's office or one of my manager's offices with them in the room. I would shut the door and I'd scream, "Why watching so much porn?" And the door kicks open. Everybody gathers around like, "Yo, what are you watching? Who are you watching?" And it's just the football game. We're trying to catch up on it. He's like, "Oh, I'm also a coach, and this is what we have to. I'm just trying to remember shit." Like, bro, what
are you talking about? Private shit.
Like, private shit my ass. You're watching a girl getting her hoo-ha rammed by another hoo-ha.
Remember, it's clockwise rim jaw, not counterclockwise, because they want to see the tongue go the other way.
And like what Ted said from the first movie, there's something that I like to do to her called a dirty Fonzie.
Ew. Ew.
Bloody Mary. We don't talk about those.
No, we don't. Even though you brought it up, so you're Dirty Dan. You're Dirty Dan.
I'm Pinhead Larry. Fuck you.
Who you call Pinhead?
Me, bitch. Fight me for it.
I got bored earlier, so I just started singing songs in Patrick's voice.
That's it. That's all I know. I can't do Patrick's voice.
I can.
Yeah. Fuck you.
I sound
like Ed from Ed and Eddie though.
Oh God. Yeah, I actually had someone comment on my last episode of Misadventures that
God.
they said like out of all the series that were made, that mine was the best apparently because I showed off what was in the tents, whereas a lot of people don't. I guess like to be afraid for like copyright, but like the game is almost 20 years old, so I'm sure they're not gonna be hunting down anyone who is showing the release trailer, or I'm sorry, the teaser trailer of the game. And same thing with the voice characters, as well as, well, the only thing I could think of would be the music video for My Best Friend Plank, but I never got hit with anything, so I'm like, I think you're good.
For Halloween this year.
What about Halloween?
Since you said plank.
Oh no. Are you gonna dress up as Johnny? You know what? I just thought about it. Who hasn't had a... No, hold on. Who hasn't had their own plank? Yeah.
Anybody that hasn't watched the show or
Look,
don't even know what Ed and Eddie is.
like, seriously, whoever has seen the show, who hasn't thought of, I'll just make my own plank?
Plus, what, like, how did this kid? Okay, I'm just going to take a jump back in time. Who would have think as a kid to have a best friend as a plank of wood that just smiles all day, doesn't say anything? Just imagine you get on the bus, right? You put the plank of wood sitting next to you, and everybody that goes by is like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid?"
So should I mention the Ed and Eddie purgatory theory?
Oh God, no! Don't start with that. Don't start with that.
Well, you mentioned why Johnny has friends with a plank of wood, so let me go look it up here.
Oh God, guys, he's doing his homework. He's doing his homework. The fucker is doing his homework.
Oops. Okay. Purgatory fan fiction. Here we go.
What you got?
No, that's not right.
I know it's left.
That seems like a scene from like an episode.
Change it up a little bit. I changed the lighting settings on this bitch.
All right, let's see here. Is this it? I think so.
What do you mean?
All right, here we go. The theory.
Take the floor, George.
This is from fandom.com/wiki/Ed and Eddie. This theory persists that the kids who inhabit the cul-de-sac are actually dead in reality, and that the lives they led, they're actually taking place as purgatory-like setting, which is part of the reason why you never saw parents in the show. The only exception was in Ed and Eddie's Big Picture show when they were able to leave the purgatory.
Yeah.
So that they can to go find Eddie's brother. So,
oh fuck.
According to the theory, the children of the cul-de-sac hail from each different era spanning from the early 1900s to the early 2000s. This will explain why the year for the show is really hard to pinpoint. The multiple technologies have been present, hence like the typewriter in one episode and then CDs in like another episode. Here we go.
It could be like more of a 2000s thing.
Well, you see, typewriters were back way back when, but then they would jump straight to CDs right after into other computers. But
yeah,
it always
like a 90s or a 2000.
Yes, setting. But it spans from the early 1900s to the early 2000s. Again, this would explain why the year for the show is very hard to pinpoint, and with multiples present. And also why there aren't parents in the show, even though you get glimpses. And like I said, in the movie, there's Eddie's brother. So let's begin. Rolf arrived from the 1900s. The theory goes his family moved to Peach Creek in order to establish a farm on its land, and Rolf himself died in 1903 when the family's farm animals stampeded and trampled him. This was the supposed reason as to why he only has 1 cow, 1 goat, a few pigs, and a few chickens, which is not enough animals to cause a fatal stampede. And there are also rumors out there that's not showing on here that there were animals like bulls and rams that were in that stampede. So Rolf was killed.
Now I gotta rewatch Ed, Edd n Eddy. Like
Rolf died. Rolf died first. That's why he acts the way he does. Johnny 2x4 came to the cul-de-sac not too far along after Rolf's death. Having no friends, Johnny took a marker and drew a face on a piece of wood and dubbed it Plank. He died in 1922 after fighting a long battle with tuberculosis, 6 years before the discovery of the penicillin. He took his friend Plank with him to the afterlife since he was the last thing that he saw in his life before he died. Purgatory would also explain Plank's occasional sensitive behavior, which is most notably demonstrated in the movie.
Now, going back to what you said about how everything is, like it's dated from 1900 to 2000.
Yes. The early 1900s to the early 2000s, yes.
How did they have cars then?
It's just a purgatory world. I'm assuming from the last person that died. Plus, we'll get to that.
Plus, in my reality, okay, in my setting of the show, I say it's dated 98, 99, 2000, right? So, there's like different cultures that come in.
Yes.
As well.
Uh-huh.
And just by how the setting is, even when they started doing the school, like when they went to school and everything, God, I hated that. I hated that so much with the burning passion. I really did.
The reason why
I never liked that.
The reason why Antonucci did that is because he had to evolve the show, and it was either send him to a new environment or like bring in a new character. So he thought this would have been the easier thing to do.
It would have been okay if it was like the beginning part, like first 5 episodes of the show before they go to summer break, and then it would be all of Eddie's dumb bullshittery, and then they go back to school, like beginning of the 2nd season. I guess I don't know.
Depends. It was also different back then, where seasons were actually a lot longer than they are today. Like Rick and Morty seasons don't even last 10 episodes.
Now answer me this. Speaking of Rick and Morty.
Uh-huh.
So, what is your input on Justin Roiland not being in for the Rick and Morty show as of his court being, with all the bullshit with the court, has been dropped? Now, Adult Swim hasn't brought him back for Solar Opposites or Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
There's no season 7 premiere anywhere. There's nothing on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It does not matter. On the face of the planet, for any social media, to be brought up for season 7. Everybody talks about it. Everybody says, well, this may happen. This might not happen. I have ideas. Okay, we have all that. But where do we stand with season 7 coming out?
Well, after everything that happened, I mean, they were going to have to restart. And that was the big talking point after what was the dude's name again?
Justin Roiland.
Yeah, when he got released from the show. They had to come up with a new voice actor for both characters. And so then after that, after they picked their person, now they have to have him go out there and play the characters on the show. So they basically had to redo the season. So it's going to take longer for season 7 to come out because of stuff like that. Will it change? Don't know. Apparently this person is supposed to be as accurate as possible to Justin Roiland, but I don't know if that's truly
like with Solar Opposites.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the scene. I think it's when all this happened with Justin Roiland. I think Solar Opposites were like in midway of their season, so they had to finish off the season without Justin Roiland, and I forget what season it was, but they changed his voice and they broke the gun, and they said there's no way for us to fix it, and he's pretty much stuck with this voice moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So that episode, they cut it off to a certain point and just went on different way. It's like Fast and Furious. Paul Walker dies. We haven't seen Paul Walker in how many movies now? I saw the 10th one. He wasn't brought in. He was mentioned. And spoiler alert. If you have seen Fast and Furious 10, I'm not spoiling the movie or anything except for the ending. It's a 2-parter. So Fast 11 comes out. It's going to be connected to Fast 10. So it may come out as Fast 10 Part 2 or just Fast 11.
We'll see.
They should have just left it as... Oh my God. Like right after Paul Walker died. Fast 7? They should have just cut it right there.
But you know what the old saying is? Money talks.
Yeah. Plus
anyway, back to
the
this.
Revenue.
Back to this. Eddie came next. He was born in New York, but eventually moved to Peach Creek during the Great Depression era. He always trying to get a quick buck. He always set up scams to get money from the cul-de-sac kids in an effort to escape the poverty he spent his whole life in. Eddie didn't have a proper father figure since his real dad abandoned him and his mother shortly after he was born. With this, he came the big bro he adored and idolized so very much despite the latter's abusive nature. Right after one of his scams went awry, Eddie was chased by a swindling children of the cul-de-sac and ran to the lake and jumped into it. Eddie ended up drowning the lake, and he soon joined the others that were deceased to the afterlife. Even though he was no longer alive, Eddie still tried to chase after the almighty dollar by continuing to swindle his nature in the afterlife. That got dark pretty quickly.
Now answer me this then.
What?
We see in one episode when Eddie had, I think when he brought his report card back. Okay? I think it was the school episode.
Mm-hmm.
Call me if I'm wrong.
I know what you're talking about.
We have Eddie. It's like the end of the show. Ed got taken away. I think it was Eddie and then Double D. And then it just went to the credits. But when Ed's parents drug Ed inside their house to discipline him.
Dragged.
We don't see...
We say dragged, not drugged.
Well, we see Ed disappear first from it.
Uh-huh.
And then
Eddie... Hold on, you're wrong. Eddie got disappeared first.
Because all you saw
was the arms.
But we don't know whose arm that was.
Well, he did say dad.
So
don't get me wrong.
The abandonment is out of here.
The parents, like I even said it at the beginning, if you were actually listening, there are glimpses of the parents, but during the actual show, you never see them. You may see a car. You may see a car driving away. You may have seen the arms, but that's really about it. There's nothing else.
It's like the Peanuts. All you hear is the wah 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 wah.
All right, next one.
But we don't see them.
Next one. Ed and Sarah were the next to arrive at the cul-de-sac. Their father had died in World War II, and as a result, their mother became distant and disconnected. To cope, Sarah developed her bossy attitude, trying to fill the role of their parents used to fill before their father died and their mother stopped caring. Conversely, Ed shut the world out and developed in the fantasy world of comic books and monster movies, which exploded into popularity during and after World War II in order to escape his unhappy life. However, they died in a freak car crash in 1953, thus joining the past kids in death.
Oh, God.
So it was kind of starting to get accurate there about what's going on. Now this one is very bad, and I'm gonna try to make it less bad, which is hard, but I know how to fix some wording. Okay. Naz was born in the 1960s era to hippie parents. Described as a flower child, she was a rather flirtatious young girl who would always act the way towards the male children of the neighborhood. In the summer of '79, a serial killer escaped from a local asylum, made his way to her house, and let's say sexually assaulted and murdered her along with her entire family.
But how
Now,
does that explain how she
something-
has her attitude, like screaming all of her rage and everything? Where does that play?
That's
Where does that
Sarah.
come
That
in?
was never Naz. Naz never really screamed.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Well, what I was
My
going to
bad.
say was something they don't mention that I've heard other places of this. Naz has no memory of what had happened, so she still acts the way she does before the guy came in.
Like a normal person.
Well, yeah, normal kid, but they also had that flirtatious side. Because remember, all the boys, except for Rolf, would try to go after her. That and Jimmy.
Now, out of the out of all the characters,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna count in the Kanker sisters whatsoever. I'm not counting those 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
In the show, in your perspective,
Okay.
who seemed the oldest out of just the cul-de-sac kids, not the Kanker sisters?
It's going to feel weird to say considering how his character is, but I'm going to
I
go
want to say Rolf.
I'm going to go with Ed. The reason the
Like
reason
Ed
for
and
that,
Rolf for me.
Ed's an older brother. So even though he always gets beaten up and bossed around by his sister, and then of course Kevin, and if something else goes wrong, that he always ends up getting like messed with, he always came back in a good mood. Hence why like all these good characters to bad characters for Ed and Eddie, Ed is literally on the top list for the most beloved characters there, because he could go through an entire mayhem of nightmares and any other kind of horrific thing that can happen.
Now, if you were to see who's the strongest on the show,
Rolf. Hands
I would
down.
say Ed.
No.
I would say Ed.
So like Ed can lift up a lot of things, but Rolf has shown that he's got massive biceps.
How many times?
More than Ed.
See, you've seen Of Mice and Men. You've
Yes.
seen the movie in English class.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Ed Lenny? You can't tell me he is not Lenny.
Actually, I can say that. Because Lenny would kill things without knowing.
No. I meant stupidity wise. I'm
Ed.
not talking about killing.
No,
Okay,
no.
killing's over here.
No. You got to mention characters, character traits. Lenny may be dumb, and Ed may be dumb, but they're dumb for different reasons. Lenny's just stupid. Ed, he has his dumb side because of his imagination when it comes to all the sci-fi movies and all the comic books he reads. So there's a major difference.
Plus the rocket that he always launches from his fucking belly.
Yeah, basically. All right, where was I? So we did Eddie, Ed, Sarah, Naz. Okay, here we go. Double D. He was
Oh, God.
born in the 70s when prepared to attend college from a young age, became a social norm expectation, and was raised by very strict, controlling, and emotionally distant parents. They pushed him to succeed academically and to be perfectly clean and neat. He believed to have died as a result of a gas leak causing an explosion with a Bunsen burner from his chemistry set.
Okay, answer me this then.
Okay.
How is he bald? Is it because of that chemistry set?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Fuck. Or he's just bald and never.
Well, we don't know if he's bald. We don't know. We don't know.
Well, in the show, he always had.
He had the hat, but every time it came off, it was never shown what it looked like without his hat.
Are you sure? Wasn't there one episode that showed? No, I'm thinking about the.
You're talking about the Flash game.
The food fight.
That does not count.
Flash game.
That doesn't count.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
but I swear in the movie,
didn't count. Never
in the movie,
the hat came off, but it was never shown.
I might have to watch every episode.
I would say, you want to place a bet?
I'm not gonna place bets. I need to watch it myself.
Yeah, you're talking to the Ed and Eddie fanboy here. All right, next one, Kevin.
Oh God, Mr. Motorcycle Guy.
Kevin was born around the early 1980s. He was born to a broken down house. He also had an abusive father who was poorly educated, and his mother passed away when he was a year old. Because of the situation at home, Kevin would act his frustrations out on the other children of the cul-de-sac, becoming a bully and coping with his repressed anger. His fascination with his bike fits right with the birth of the popular X Games in 1995. One night in the winter of 1999, his father fatally beat him in a fit of drunken rage, and he died while he was on his way to the hospital. His father was convicted of his murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison. When Kevin entered into the afterlife, he reimagined his father as loving and that he would shower him with gifts. He still kept his bullying always in the afterlife, however. So basically, he did a 180 on his own dad.
Damn.
Like, his dad killed him, but when he died, he thought of him as this guy who would just get him what he wanted, just to either, like, keep his mouth shut or maybe the only one that died, you know? Now, you ready for the saddest one?
Tell me.
Jimmy was the last child to enter into the cul-de-sac. He was born in the early 1990s and was diagnosed with leukemia. He never associated with the other cul-de-sac children because his parents believed he was too frail to be around the other kids, and remained bedridden for the remainder of his life because of this fact. After fighting the difficult battle with leukemia, Jimmy eventually succumbed to his illness, and soon the cul-de-sac purgatory was complete. Jimmy died from leukemia.
Jimmy. I want to get the retainer. I want to make a fake retainer.
Now, you may have noticed I had not mentioned 3 people. The Cankers. The Cankers were different from the other neighborhood children. It is believed that they are actually demons that were sent to the cul-de-sac to torment the souls of the remaining children who didn't cross over to heaven. The Cankers are the only characters with normal colored tongues, which would seem to indicate that they are not dead, and therefore they must be something different. Surprisingly, the Cankers are attracted to the Eds for unknown reason. However, one common guess is that they are the weakest-willed children of the cul-de-sac, or because they each symbolize a certain deadly sin.
Oh, no.
All right, so now here are some evidence and some points to this theory. The children have green/blue tongues, and the tongues does, in fact, turn a bluish shade when you die. But as I mentioned before, there is a conspicuous lack of adults or even other children. Like we said, the parents slightly get shown, and of course, Eddie's big brother at the end of the movie. The summer is endless in the earlier seasons prior to season 5. And the whole series take place in the same area. Now, there's a lot of counters to this too. But you know what? We're here chatting about it, so we might as well continue. One of the major supports is able to prove it false, though, whereas the tongues are different colors, due to one day when Danny Antonucci, the producer, brought his kid and friends to the studios. Documented in the documentary, he said after the kids were eating different candies, the tongues were different colors due to the different types of candy. Inspired, he made the kids' tongues in the show, excluding the cankers, different colors because of the candy that they had. On the topic of evidence contracted by the word of Antonucci, in the Animation by Mistake interview, when he asked about the lack of the adults during the show, he said in quote, "Throughout the long days of summer, you simply didn't see anyone else's parents about, and sometimes you didn't even see your own. Take Double D's parents factor, with the whole leaving the notes thing for him in every single part of the house. Not to mention, the theory would have to ignore a few occasions where some of the parents were shown in season 5. Of course, the parents were actually shown in 2 episodes, now that I think about it. First one was the report card episode, and the other one was also a school-related episode where if Eddie had taken a good picture during picture day, he would get the key to his brother's room, and his mother was showing him the key. Yeah, I know, I saw that.
I was going to say the ghost of Consuelo's behind you.
The ghost of Consuelo's past. All right.
I blame your cat.
Yeah, that's him, all right.
He made your box fall.
I know he did. I can see him. Hey, get out the box. Get out.
That's a nice hairy pussy, by the way.
Other invisible characters.
It out there.
Other invisible characters also have been shown, albeit only in silhouettes and pictures. So basically, like maybe taking pictures, and there was like a kid or two in the background.
Okay.
As for the time period, what initially kept any ambiguous has been established by at least being in the 70s, as early as Pop Goes the Ed, in which Eddie jokes to Naz about Ed having a third nipple, like the bad guy from James Bond. And a reference to Man with a Golden Gun, released in 1974. As the show went on, the time period became more and more clear through Easter eggs and background details. In Season 2, a box marked Umbrellas 1959 and 1982 can be seen in Double D's parents' closet, shown in Fa La 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 Ed. By Season 3, digital handheld camcorders started cropping up, as shown in the Dueling Eds, Ed is Born, and Ed Overboard. And by Season 5, Ed and Eddie is confirmed to take place in the 2000s. And then with their premiere of Out with the Old, In with the Ed, while Double D is making Ed go back to the school shopping for him, building with a sign that says, "Shop since 1998. This would imply a significant enough amount of time has elapsed from 1998 to justify the use of the sign. This confirms that Ed and Eddie is at very least taking place in 1999 by this point. And the Big Picture Show movie reaffirms the 2000 setting with the references such as glass reading, Peach Creek Diner, 2000 Best Eater, was seen in plain view in Eddie's brother's room. And while Rolf was inspecting the car wreckage, he points in an exam and exclaims, "Do you think this is Party Time from 1999 to Wilfred?" And while in the Gag Factory, a 1978 cartoon can be seen. A Very Factory was advertised in Ed's comic published over 10 years ago. See, now, when you start digging into this, you realize, oh, shit.
How old is this?
And now a question that I, as well as many other fans of the show, have been asking. What's under Double D's hat? There are many theories surrounding Double D's trademark sock hat and the mystery behind what could be underneath it. Many viewers believe that he deformed from birth and that he either has an ear underneath his hat or a deformed twin. These beliefs stem from multiple occurrences in the show in which Double D is shown without his hat on. For example, in the movie, Eddie was horrified by what was under his friend's hat, and Ed also asks if his head hurt. Unfortunately to the viewer, the head is obstructed during the scene and the viewers didn't get to find what the big reveal was. Many people believe that Double D has either a bald head or has blonde hair. The theory likely stems to the Cartoon Network video game entitled Lunchroom Rumble, the one that you mentioned earlier. If you're playing as Double D and also are able to beat the game, Double D's sprite will show him taking off his hat and throwing it in the air in triumph. However, this is actually false because Computer Game was not produced, aka Cartoon, which was the company that made the show. And therefore, it is non-canonical to the main series. The idea about Double D having blonde hair is also false, because Eddie clearly has 3 strands of black hair on the back of his head. Therefore, that theory is debunked. And now another theory says that Double D has cancer, which would make great sense, because in the movie, Double D's next line after dialogue that Eddie sees him with his hat off, "You stop that." And Eddie's Eddie's facial expression suggests that Eddie's reaction was grossly exaggerated by whatever was underneath the hat. That was something ugly that kids would laugh rather than find horrifying. The circumstantial evidence of Double D's hat being only cloth, his determination was to never let go of his hat, and not being worse off from the enduring physical damage that the other Eds suggest that Double D is hiding something purely cosmetic and not anything debilitating if hit. Incontuition. Okay, I guess so. With the original theory, Double D may have ignited his hair in his fatal Bunsen burner accident. His eyebrows and head are obstructively consistent by his sock hat. A short side hair comes from the back of his head out from under the cap. Given this, it is highly probable that Double D is bald and has surgery scars on his hat, likely to have removed a brain tumor, which is not uncommon among childhood cancer patients. Or he has hair. Maybe it's just attached to his being and have for emotional issues. Yes, these are all just theories, but they could be true. We may never know, but it is fun to speculate. Is that it? That's it.
Wow.
So, yeah, big turn for the worse there.
I was not expecting all that.
Yep, it was shown that Double D could have had cancer.
I'm sitting over here looking on Google Images.
Of what?
And of Double D without his hat.
You're not going to find any because it was never fully revealed.
I know.
I found artists that have theories of what is under his hat. Oh, I forgot about this. There's technically one person that does know besides the Eds. And that's Sarah.
What about Kevin? Kevin's bald, but we all know that. He has orange hair.
But remember, Kevin died from his father beating him. It wasn't from any burns. Double D had the burns. And the chemicals, so that must have done something to his head.
Did you know that Double D's buck tooth?
Yep.
Like SpongeBob?
Yep.
Okay. How many strands of hair does Eddie have on his head?
3.
What about Ed?
He's got a little plex.
How many plex?
Hang on. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say like 10 to 12. And he has one eyebrow.
Unibrow.
Mm-hmm.
In order, what is Ed's shirt color? Starting from the top color.
Green. The green
no,
jacket.
No, his shirt under it.
Oh, red and white.
Okay, what's the first? Like, you know how it goes the stripes.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first color on his shirt? That first striped color. As he's looking at Google Images.
It's red.
How many red stripes is there?
4.
What about white?
3.
Yeah, you're looking at Google.
I am. No, like I knew it was always red and green. You always said what was the first color. I'm like, it's red. But you kept asking, and I'm like, no, it is red. So I went and looked it up. I'm like, dude, I'm not dumb. It's red.
Okay, on Double D's hat. How many lines on his hat does he have? The white lines for the design style.
2?
Yes.
Okay. There were times where it seemed like it was 3, but I think most of them were 2.
Oy. Oh. You know what I think it's time for?
What?
Me get a shower.
Oh,
I
yeah?
stank.
You stank?
I stank. I'm
Stank?
stanking. Stank. I got the stanky legs.
I mean, I'll probably take a shower in the morning because I took one before I went to work today.
I don't want to go to bed smelling like crap.
Meh, I've had worse.
Shit yourself and then just go to bed rolling around in your,
Actually-
your slop.
Actually, you know what's funny? I was hearing people talking earlier today at work about times they have sharded themselves. I never sharded once in my life.
Oh God.
Knock on wood. But yeah, I've never sharded. I was close, but I caught myself. Like, you ever have that like quick second to where like you know more's coming, so you just kind of hold it in as soon as you can?
Oh yeah.
Like you expect a fart, but then you're like, nope, this point in a fart.
Fucking hot in here, my guy.
It was hot in here when I came home. And then I just kept doing a few things in the house, so that kind of made it more warmer for me. And then first I got off work. I actually got off work early cuz I had overtime. And so they wanted to cut that, so they're like, "Yeah, you're going to have to like go home early." And I'm like, "Okay, don't gotta tell me twice." So then I went home. I got off. I went to Booth's Corner, picked up a box. And then I went to the grocery store, picked up a few things there. And then came home, got everything set up. And that's when I was like, I was trying to stay awake for this. But I was just like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah, one job. But
Hey,
anyway, George,
I held in. Okay?
I think that'll be it for me.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we've basically have reached that hour mark. At least for me, like another 10 seconds to be an hour.
Well, George, I won't keep you. You can say goodbye to your viewers. So, bye, George's viewers. And
Yay.
don't forget to talk about your Dubby commercial as well. How's that going for you?
It's not that bad, actually. You know, I just spread the word. That's all I do. That's what they asked me to do. That's what I do.
Give us a shout out as I head out. Bye, everybody. George, it's been fun.
It has
Y'all
been.
take care.
All right.
Bye.
Ah.
And get some Dubby shit.
Yes, so go to, because now he's gone. Go to GG's. Forgot the link for a second. Use the code word TI George to receive 10% off your next purchase. All right. So that's going to do it for this episode of Some Shitty Podcast. I want to thank you guys again for joining, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week for another episode. See you guys then.